disturbing piece in many ways. It has such an unsettling tone to it that remains consistent throughout. I love the opening image and how it transferred into the next part of the story. This feels like it shouldn't be called a short film, it should be called a motion picture because or a moving picture rather because that's what it literally how it chooses to articulate its story, most of it at least through a moving images. And we have no dialogue. Everything is dependent on what we see. And what we see is very rapid fire shot through us. I think that there are a lot of different interpretations that can be taken from this piece. I think it definitely lends itself to multiple viewings. And that's what sometimes great cinema is. It's something that makes you want to come back to understand it
It's
better.
not like any short film I've ever seen in my whole life, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it specifically because the way you chose to tell this story, like the choice to do the like still photography for as long as you did was so intriguing because like I was glued to the screen trying to figure out why, what are we doing? And I had so many questions and like the way and I think that for the way you told the story had me asking those questions and like had me in your grip. Um yeah, so it was really dope. I think that the whole aesthetic of like the dark moody lighting was a good choice. The actor killed it to convey everything without dialogue. That's great directing, great shooting, great acting, and great writing. So, and also the sound design. The sound design was immaculate. Um, and I think the sound design really told as like almost as much story as the pictures. So shout out to the sound design, and like that was definitely a standout element. So overall, really, really, really good job, yo.
Absolutely brilliant. That is such creative storytelling, and how like the photos and reality almost overlap, and you see the pictures in the stop motion itself, and it doesn't give you context. You kind of gather it. It almost has this dissociative feeling with you seeing everything through pictures, like you're not right there and you still don't understand the context. It's almost discombobulating. It's confusing. It's like you're removed from it, but that works so well with this film, and how it's just so unpredictable and surreal, and it takes these turns, and you're still left not quite knowing what's going on. I just have respect for these filmmakers. I think it was so creative. It was so well done. The tone was portrayed perfectly. I just thought this film was absolutely brilliant. I said it
This
before, but
one quite original with great special effects. It is just a great work. It is both thrilling and engaging with a very interesting ending. It's just very well done. All the edition, it's smoothless. Super smooth, and it's yeah, 100% engaging and mysterious. I again, special effects are top, and as well as the performance. But it's like a great job.
Was messed up. This film totally freaked me out. Partway through, I was like, I do not want to be watching this alone. So effective. The sound being very simple and machine-like, but kind of analog at the same time, created this really eerie sense of suspense for me. I just the way that I think it was really, really amazing filmmaking and really brilliant writing because it was taking this kind of impersonal and very cold machine idea, but then bringing it into the analog world with like the printouts of the photos, and then slowly the photos became more and more and more lifelike in this kind of stop motion effect, and the way it intersected with between the technology and the real life events intersected in a way that felt very ominous and very suspenseful, very foreboding, and the way that I think a lot of times when we look at films where we're commenting on kind of this sinister quality of a machine like AI or something like that, a lot of times when we tell those kinds of stories, we go to a very visually futuristic extreme. And this film didn't do that. It was like a kind of regular office printer, and again, almost analog feeling. But it's still, the machine still had kind of a consciousness or a mind of its own, and it still felt very like powerful and magnetic, and multiple twists. I love being surprised, and that definitely happened in this film. And like I said, it really pulled me in. The suspense was so effective, and I credit that partly with the soundtrack, or the sound effects, and partly with this very original way of displaying the visuals. So yeah, super interesting and creepy as hell.
I think it was an incredibly clever use of photography in this quote-unquote moving image, to push the story along, and to have it be kind of like a silent background except for the sound of the conveyor belt. It just added to the suspense, this building sense of like, I know what you did and you're going to do what I ask. This is why I'm presenting this gun along the conveyor belt full of these like incriminating photos. At first I thought it was just a like a private investigator, that type of energy going along with this. It was super suspenseful. It had twists and turns at the right point. It was just really, really great. It was incredibly clever framing to push the story along. Just so well done. So well done. I really enjoyed it.